Hey stars, it's me Alshi. Welcome back to the Toy Superstar channel where every toy becomes a star. In today's video, we're gonna be breaking the parts and looking at the Easter eggs of the new Disney Advert 2020. Now, this is maybe just me, but I didn't do so much research about the Disney Adverts. I never knew it existed. This is actually the first time I'm seeing and hearing about this one. And I'm so proud because for this year, they chose to represent the culture of Filipinos. And I'm a Filipino, so I'm just like extra proud that finally Disney recognizes Filipinos and made a feature about us. I'm a huge Disney fan myself, and I want to say thank you first to the Walt Disney Company for doing this for us. This is something that we need at this point of time. You know, after the typhoon that happened in Catanduanes and in the Bicol area, this is something that can lift the spirits of Filipinos, and I'm just so proud to see something like this for Philippines. Like, wow, this is just super crazy. So I don't know who Filipino person Walt Disney worked with for this video, but I'm sure whoever he is or she is, that person grew up in the Philippines, because there are so many things that screams Filipino. Like, literally, Disney could just make a video with just Filipino characters, but with the things that I've seen in the video, it just like really made me so happy and so proud to be Filipino. And everybody knows this as well, that the Philippines is the only Christian country that celebrates Christmas season the longest, and we start our Christmas season September. So you would see Christmas decors everywhere in our houses starting September, and like merch, like the mall, like everywhere you go, it's Christmas starting September. And before I start breaking the scenes for you, please consider subscribing to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, because my goal for this video is to have at least 10 thumbs up. So yeah, I'm sure you can do that and help me grow my brand. So now let's go and dive in. So the first part of the video is clearly a place somewhere in Asia. Why did I say so? Because they give you clear skies, there are coconut trees around the shoreline, there's a Spanish looking church, but one thing that really made it really Filipino is the bahay na bato. The bahay na bato in English is stone house, and these stone houses, you can find this in the Intramuros area in Manila or in Vigan. So yeah, there are a lot more bahay na bato around the Philippine region, but I'm pretty sure that you can only find more of these in Vigan and also in Intramuros. The one thing that made the beginning of the video very Filipino to me is the parol. And the parol is a star-like shaped lantern that you can only see in the Philippines during Christmas season. And it comes in a lot of colors, different sizes, different textures, different looks. So you can already tell from the very beginning that this is in Philippines. I'm not sure which province, but I can really tell this is from the Philippines. The second scene of this video, we can see the ever famous Filipino jeepney. This is one of our mode of transportation here in the Philippines, and it can fit 24 people. But in the video, they showed something that is shorter, which is, I believe, back then is how the jeepney looked like. And after the jeepney passed by, you can definitely see two Philippine flags hanging on the side of the house. And as what you can see here is that the red color of the flag is on the top part and the blue one is on the bottom part. So if the red color of the flag is on top, it means to say that the Philippines is under a war or some sort. And then also you can see the kalesa being pulled by a horse, and also the tolda on the right side of the house. So in the third scene is that we can see here the nanay, which is the mom basically in English, and she is wearing a duster. Okay, it's duster, not duster. So this is a duster, she was wearing a duster. So along with the nanay, the tatay or the papa is wearing a loose polo and then loose pants, and you can see that he has a messenger bag and he's wearing black shoes. So probably he's a dad who goes to work every day. So the coolest part of the video happened right after the dad went home after work, and then the little girl took his hand and put it on his forehead. And this act is called mano. So the mano is an act of paying respect to someone who is older than you. It could be your parents, your grandparents, your uncles and aunties, or your teachers, or whoever. So the act of mano, you don't do this to an older sibling or like an older cousin or like an older friend. And then after the mano, we saw the dad brought something for the little child, which is a Mickey Mouse stuffed dog. So yeah, the whole family hug each other. And then fast forward to 2005. I've seen houses like this before, and these are not Filipino houses. So, the story is now taking place somewhere in the west side of the world. And these are not houses that you can find in the United States. Maybe there are some, but these are houses that you would mostly see in the United Kingdom. So one of the fun parts in this video that I found is super interesting, and it's very Filipino. And if you're not someone from the Philippines, you may not be able to relate to what I'm talking about. But remember, I said in the beginning of this video that the Walt Disney Company probably worked with someone who grew up in the Philippines. They included one thing that is very Filipino, and we have this in every household here in Philippines, which is the tin can, or what we call the sewing box. So I'm just calling it a sewing box, even though it's not completely a sewing box. And what we've seen in the video is that the Lola used it to keep her memorabilia. So an example of a sewing box is this one. So we're using an old ice cream tub as a sewing box, and yeah, you can clearly see here that it is a tub that has been transformed into a sewing box, because again, our mothers would say sayang naman yung lalagyan, or don't throw that away, we can still use the container. And this is what our mothers would do with these types of containers. So in the next sequence of the video is that we saw big wood carvings on the side of the Christmas tree that are in the shape of a big spoon and a big fork. So if you see those carvings hanging in an area of a Filipino house, it means that you're already in the dining room area. And sometimes this is being mixed with the Last Supper carving. I don't know if you've seen that before, but we do still have one in our house. So it is just a Filipino thing. It doesn't mean anything. There's no superstition behind those. It's just purely for decoration purposes. So also in this video is that I saw beside lamp an orchid, and then on the center table I saw a crocheted mat that protects the surfaces of any tables for it not to have scratches. So it can be a vinyl or something, but it's mostly like made of crocheted materials. So in the same sequence, we can see here beside the Christmas tree a hanging portrait of a kalesa, which is carriage in English. And also when you look on the sofa, you would see here a very Filipino thing as well, which are unmatching throw pillow covers. So the one is in floral and the one is in stripes. So in the next sequence, we saw the grandmother and the grandchild making a parol for themselves. And the funny thing that I saw in this video is they're using the ever popular Elmer's glue. So yeah, only this time the cap is in blue. And in the same sequence, we can finally see a good look on the china cabinet. And this is where I find it really funny, because if you look below, you would see there that there's a tea set. And it's very, very Filipino to keep something like some sort of like a dinnerware or like whatever to place there in the china cabinet and never use that. It's just for display purpose. We will get more into the china cabinet later in this video, but in the next sequence, we can see here the Capiz lamp, and I believe everybody had this way back in the 90s. So moving forward, we are now seeing a grown-up kid in this video, and then she's wearing these suspenders, and we call it the jumper here in Philippines. And when you are wearing a jumper, it means that it's maybe your birthday or it's just a special day for you. We can clearly see in the china cabinet that the tea set was not moved by any chance. It was still there. So the thing about Filipino moms or Filipino elderlies is that they would store the good ones, the good dinnerwares in the china cabinet for an eternity. And then we would be using the ones that are not so good looking for our daily use. For example, this is a plate that my mom keeps in the same china cabinet as the one in the video. Exactly like the one in the video. And this is a plate that we use for every day. Like, look how garish this is compared to this one. Seriously. Okay, so let's now move forward, and we are towards the end of the video. So here is now the grown-up girl, an adult girl, coming back to the house and giving her Lola a present, which is the Mickey Mouse plush that she had when she was younger. And then we saw here, while the Lola was coming into the living room, is that there was a Singer sewing machine. Again, what is this thing about Filipinos loving sewing so much? So, yeah, any Disney film or feature wouldn't be complete without a hidden Mickey. So, the hidden Mickey is on top of the chimney, which is an old clock. So, basically, that's the end of the video. There was parol everywhere in the house, and then the camera moved toward this guy, and then there were more parols. It was such a fun video to watch. It made a lot of people cry. It made a lot of people miss Philippines. This is something I would say would be a very memorable thing from Disney to the Philippines, because we Filipinos love being represented in any possible way. And I would say that the Christmas celebration here in Philippines is so much different from how it is abroad. And I'm not saying that we have the best Christmas celebrations here, but I would vouch that we have the happiest Christmas ever. So I'm not saying it because I'm just Filipino. I'm saying it based on what I have experienced. So I'm very happy to be a Filipino and to have the privilege of celebrating Christmas here in Philippines, because not everybody could have the same experience as how we experience Christmas here every year. If you're someone who is new into my channel, and if you're not from the Philippines, I wish you a Merry Christmas season, and I hope that you will have a good one despite the thing that is going on in the world. Things like this inspire us to be more loving, to be more caring, and to have hope. It gives us hope. So have you seen the Disney Advert 2020 video? What are your opinions about it? Comment down below, and then let's talk down in the comment section. Also, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and to subscribe to my channel for more toy related videos in the future. And I'll see you guys in my next one. My name is Alshi. Keep shining. Bye, stars.